one from Alabama, one from Kentucky's gates. Talking ball from dawn till night, breaking down the plays, getting every call right. Kentucky blue running through our veins, crimson tide red bringing fire to the game. Different colors, same heart inside, standing together with nothing to hide. Kentucky blue and crimson tide red, passion for the game and every word we said. Win or lose, we're showing up instead, building something bigger, moving straight ahead. Two best friends, too strong to lose, united by the game no matter what we choose, making it happen, chasing every dream, side by side, stronger than we seem. Saturday lights and the crowds roll out, talking football, making our hometowns proud. Every touchdown, every hard-fought drive, keeping the spirit of the game alive. From the hills of Kentucky to Alabama shore, we bring the energy and always want more. Not just fans, we're family now, keeping our promise and showing them how. Kentucky blue and crimson tide red, passion for the game and every word we said. Win or lose, we're showing up instead, building something bigger, moving straight ahead. Two best friends, too strong to lose, united by the game no matter what we choose, making it happen, chasing every dream, side by side, stronger than we seem. No scoreboard can.
There we go. There we go.
There we go, baby. You heard it right there. That rockin' intro theme song, the proper way to get us started here. Like Jackson always says, party like alley cats, as you know. Welcome in, everybody, to a late night Friday night. Happy Friday to all of our people. It's still Friday night. And tonight, we just wanted to have some fun with you all tonight. Me and Jackson will have some fun, talk a little college football and make a couple announcements. We got some good and bad announcements, depending on how you look at it. And we'll see what you all think about them. But like I said, as it says right here, top 25 college hot takes or not, which I will explain after we give our announcements to kick us off. And then we'll get into the fun stuff. But yeah, obviously I'm forced off with Austin. And this is my good friend, Jackson Johnson, the Jacksonian, Alabama, the voice of college football, college insider with Mountaineer Paul, and co-host of Locked On West Virginia too.
There we go. And SEC at the voice of college football Wednesday nights. Oh, got a lot going on here and there.
Got a lot of titles. But that's Jackson Johnson. The name never changes, and neither does mine. But Jackson, happy Friday. I'm so glad that we're back at it just a little bit. College football's almost here. NFL preseason. The Titans won yesterday, so you're in a good mood. The Cowboys play tomorrow. We're all in a good mood right now.
Oh, we are, man. Everything's just rocking and rolling. Yeah, because I noticed that's why, like, the Michigan call-in show was 2 hours earlier than usual last night because it was, it was moved up due to the Lions preseason game being at 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Because TJ, Johnny, they always have a good time for a long time on Thursday nights, and I'll definitely have. I forgot to call in on there to wish him a happy 100th show, but it's okay. I'll be commenting in the chat for that pretty soon. But I'm gonna tell you right now.
Just want to say real fast, Jackson, Artistically Incredible says, how are we doing tonight? Like I said, I'm doing terrific. I mean, blessed to be alive on a Friday night. It's good to be alive on a Friday night, as they say. And it's good to be here with my good buddy and pal. Jackson, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man, because we're 2 weeks away from week 0, 3 weeks away from week 1. I am going to be partying like a rock star when it all arrives.
Which, while we wait for the people to file in and give our news, I do want to say what this show is about. We can do that while we wait for people to file in. So the top 25 college football hot takes or not, and I have compiled 25 lists. You can see they're blank right now, but as you can see, it's there. I compiled 25 of the best hot takes I found across Twitter/X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube. I went searching and looking for the 25 best, and of course, our honorable mentions. And me and Jackson and you guys in the chat are also going to be a part of this as well, giving feedback back to it on whether we think these are hot takes or not. And me and Jackson will say that's a hot take, or we'll say, no, that's not really a hot take. And on a scale of 1 to 10, we'll be like, that's a 5. That's not. Like, for example, Lane Kiffin when he coached the year at LSU. Hot take or not? I think it is, because the SEC is loaded with a lot of great coaches. It's going to be hard for him to win. What do you think, Jackson?
Lane Kiffin being a coach
Just a
year.
Yes, a little pre-teaser.
Ugh. It's like, don't call him coach of the year. That is just disgusting. Ugh. I mean, hot take, but kind of disgusting take. He does not look like a coach of the year.
That's what it basically is. And me and Jackson, there will probably be some that we disagree on, of course, but that's the whole point of a hot take. And there will be some that we agree on. Now, I will give a spoiler to this. There is some on here that may be a little out there. So none of these are mine and Jackson's own doing. Just for spoiler and ahead of time when y'all look at it. That way you don't think we could pile this list. Like I said, I went and scoured the internet, which is a bad thing sometimes. These are not our tastes. These are some that I found, and we're going to react to them. So if you think they're disgusting, and Michigander says the whole point of hot takes is supposed to be outlandish. Well, you want some reason in it, Michigander. I mean, you don't want it to be completely like if I said Tulane's going to win the national championship. I mean, like
I would think somebody slipped something in your drink if you said that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that would be like so far out left field. Jackson would be calling the ambulance. He'd be like, "Okay, who possessed Austin? I know he's crazy, but I know he ain't that darn crazy."
I'm like, do you need to confess a sin or something?
Yeah. But hey, we'll see what y'all think. And we've got Caden in here. Caden says, "Hey Jackson, also y'all gonna drop the call-in link?" We possibly might if we have time, depending on how long this runs. Caden. We might call.
I don't know.
Maybe, like Jackson said, maybe. And if we do, we don't want to run too long here either. But with that being said, though, we'll get to this in a minute, though, as people are piling in. Me and Jackson want to give you some life updates, news updates to start us off, and what the season is going forward. So, as you all know, me and Jackson do picks and analysis and final whistles during the season. There's going to be a slight change to that this year. And that's part of what we want to update you all on, because there's a lot of people asking about that. If we're going to do that this year, there's going to be a slight change to it. And Jackson will tell you the full details of why, because a lot of it comes from his end, but also mine as well. And I won't speak on Jackson's end. But Jackson, just kind of give the people a little rundown of what's happening in your life and kind of just fill them in.
Well, as you know, I've been partnering with Mountaineer Paul on a new channel that he created almost a year ago called College Sports Insiders. I've partnered with Mountaineer Paul in the month of May to go over our takes on the latest news and notes in college sports, of course. And, of course, you see me hosting the Alabama channel for Alabama Crimson Tide Live Mondays at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Monday nights. And then you see me hosting the call-in show at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursday nights, every night with Jeffrey and Ollie Talk Sports. The post-game show is after every game. We're still kind of figuring that out. And you've been seeing me host the SEC channel with Tucker Harlan of Tennessee at the Voice of College Football, and Vols Wire and CFB HQ on that side. And you've been with Andrew Miller of Mississippi State at the Voice of College Football, who Austin has had the honor of being joined by him. Of course, he's had great conversations with Andrew Miller. I co-host the SC Live show Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, we'll be doing post-game shows on Sunday nights, of course, and you also see me writing articles for the Voice College Football website where, from February to now, where it's like I've been kind of subbing in for a managing editor of that website. But, I've been kind of writing articles three articles per day. Sometimes it's been 2 per day, but I've been kind of getting busy here and there. And obviously I've unintentionally slacked off on my personal check because I've not only let myself get busy and also been contributing behind the scenes on Lockdown West Virginia to help out Mountaineer Paul from time to time. And, I've been a guest on there quite a few times a week since September of 2025. And, my role has kind of increased on there. So I'm just on, a lot of things. So I've kind of slacked off unintentionally on my content, and I've had some personal stuff going on in my family stuff. Like, it's not all bad. It's good, but it's just making sure everybody's doing all right. So I've just been kind of letting myself get so busy to the point where I've slacked off on Jacksonian episodes, where you see the last time I had a Jacksonian episode was 3 weeks ago, where I was joined by Anthony Aguirre, the Miami Heat beat writer and Miami Hurricanes beat writer, Roundtable Sports. And, because sometimes, and, the last 3 seasons, I've been able to do, post-game shows and a weekly show with Austin. But as I've, some stuff has come to me, I've realized that, I'm not able to do it weekly as much, because and that's why it's I'm making this announcement where it's if you're not seeing me on, Pits Analysis or Final Whistle on certain weeks, no worries. I'm producing behind the scenes on that one as well. Because I've been talking with Austin about that. We've talked a lot about this behind the scenes, and I've been like, you know what?
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure Austin benefits from this as well, because it's I'm not gonna leave him hanging. He's my guy. I mean, I've known him since the day after Alabama lost to Tennessee for the first time since 2006 on October 16th of 2022. As sure as God put green apples on that apple tree, I'm always gonna make sure I look out for my guys.
Yes.
And because it's you know what? I'll make sure that I help out Austin with a substitute host, for Pets Analysis, File Whistle, because again, there's some weeks that are just going to be kind of tricky on whether I'm here or not. But no worries, you will be seeing content here on this channel. You'll be seeing, and you're going to be seeing the shows here on Sports Talk with Austin as well. But it's just an update on my channel. I've let myself get a little too busy to the point where I've just been like, oh no, I haven't put content on this channel for a while. But no worries, content is coming back on my personal channel. I'm just like Gravity Falls, where it's you never know when it's gonna air, but it will air. That I promise you.
Yes, and that leads me to my part of this announcement. Oh, like Jackson said, Picks Analysis and Final Whistles will still be a thing going forward. But like Jackson said, it's just going to be a little different this year. Like Jackson said, He won't be available every week. Not saying Jackson won't be a part of this ever again with me, but Jackson, there will be some weeks where I will be fine with a solo or I'll be fine with a guest. And I have a guest lined up to substitute for picks and analysis for Jackson. And final whistle, obviously, like I said, we will find substitutes for that as well. Well, or I will fly solo on Saturdays. But like Jackson said, though, to make sure that Jackson said, he's been kind of falling behind on his content. But like he said, though, I will say this: picks and analysis and final whistles will be double broadcasted still on both of these channels. So Jackson and me, it'll still be on both of our channels. So for everybody on Jackson's channel, feel free to come back. And more than likely, won't make any promises. Jackson will be here for week 0 at least. But then after that, it kind of will depend. Week 1 through all the way to the end, you'll see Jackson some weeks. You'll see maybe week 5, and then you'll maybe see week 9. And then most of the time, you may see me. Or maybe you'll see Jackson weeks 5, 6, and 7. And then after that, just all depends on the schedule. But Jackson will not leave me completely high and dry. He will still be here. There will still be a show with us, just not as often. But with picks and analysis, I've got a special guest that'll fill in for Jackson. He's all on board with that. So make sure you join me Wednesday nights for that. And like I said, Jackson will hopefully be able to make time the first Wednesday night of the season for week 0, hopefully, and all that good stuff. The final whistle will go on and all that good stuff. We just wanted to give y'all a little update on that and just keep y'all in tow. That way y'all know what's going on. You don't think that we've abandoned you or anything. Then there will still be a me and Jackson, just not as often as we once were. Don't you worry. You're still going to hear me and Jackson arguing like alley cats over Scott Satterfield. It just may not be as often as it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
But with that,
although we'll have no arguments about Bama Texas Tech, but that's their time for another day.
Yes. Well, we'll get to that. Texas Tech is actually in this list, and so is Bama. But we'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, that's a little update. And here's the thing, too. If y'all have any new ideas for us, or you have a new idea way of approaching this, feel free to let us know. We're open to suggestions. If you would rather me and Jackson make a video when we can, or if you would rather me just make videos and then Jackson upload them to our channels, or I upload them to our channels, just let us know what y'all think of the new idea. And for anybody that's coming in, like I said, we'll explain more at the end as well. And for anybody that's just now coming in, but just know we're not completely leaving you all, not completely. But with that being said, though, Jackson, let's get to a fun topic.
Oh, there we go.
College football hot takes. Yes. And as you see, I got them blacked out for a reason, because I want to reveal them one by one just to have a little fun with it. So let's start with the honorable mentions. The ones that were pretty good, but not quite top 25 material. So starting with, let's go down here. Number 6. Let me go on and do this. Number 6 on the honorable mentions, Cam Cook wins the Doak Walker Award, which is the best running back award in college football. Jackson, hot take or not?
I like that. That's a pretty cool hot take. I like that very much. That's pretty cool, actually. Because, I mean, this guy led the nation in rushing yards for the season in college football last season with Jacksonville State. Don't be shocked if you see him making a lot of magic at Rich Rod's offense for West Virginia. Because, I mean, the week 1 slate looks pretty sloppy. But if you feel like watching some TNT, West Virginia, Coastal Carolina's on there at noon Eastern time. And those Mountaineers are going to be rolling. And one of the guys you'll be seeing in the first half, obviously, is Cam Cook. And he'll chew you up like a chicken nugget if you go against him.
Here's the thing, Jackson. With this, I don't know if it's necessarily a hot take, Jackson. I mean, the running back field this year is pretty good. I mean, you got Cam Cook, you've got the Browns out of Louisville, you've got the Bama backs, you've got Ohio State backs, you've got a lot of good running backs this year. I know a lot of West Virginia fans are very high on Cam Cook, and him winning the Doak Walker Award, that would be huge. But you also got LJ Martin Jackson and BYU that's going to put up a fight for that as well. I would say this is about a 5 out of 10 on the hot take scale. If it happens, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be like, I would say it's a 5 out of 10. It's neutral. It can happen.
Well,
What
and
do you
there's
think,
Caleb
Jackson?
Hawkins at Oklahoma State. That's another guy to look out for. Because I mean, like, he brought a lot of magic over at North Texas, and he's bringing it over to Oklahoma State. So I mean, like, the Big 12, I mean, like, I know everybody's talked about quarterbacks, but the Big 12 has a loaded lineup of running backs in that conference. Like, good grief, it's wild.
That's why I said this is not one of them hot takes where I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be surprised because there's a lot of great running backs even with his own conference. But I would say this is like a 5 out of 10. I'm neutral on it. It's not like but it's definitely up there as one of them bold predictions. Okay, Jackson, number 5.
Let's see it.
Ready for number 5? Ole Miss has the SEC's best offense.
I think a baby
Jackson,
could.
I don't think that's a hot take.
No, I mean, a baby could tell you that Ole Miss got the best offense in the SEC. I mean, like Trinidad Chambliss and Kiwan. I mean, they're gonna be smacking you off the face of the earth if you go against them. Like LSU is gonna be seeing what's happening against that Ole Miss offense. But I mean, I know Louisville's gonna be facing that Ole Miss offense a lot, but I said this to someone the other day, Austin, and you know, you may or may not like what I'm saying about this Louisville team with Jeff Brom. But something I've noticed is that they always win the big games that nobody expects them to win. But they lose that one game that's just unexpected. Like Stanford in 2024, Pittsburgh in 2023, Clemson in 2025, and Cal in 2025. They always lose those games, but they win the Miamis in 2025. They win the Notre Dame games in 2023. I would not be surprised if I catch Louisville upsetting Ole Miss and beating SMU, and then it's like somebody's throwing the cart in before the horse because it's like, oh, you're 3-0, you're gonna win the AC, and it's like, not so fast. 9 games left to go, not so fast, boys. But back to the Ole Miss Rebels for a moment. This offense is gonna be a wild ride. I mean, they're gonna be smoking teams like chimneys over there. It's gonna be crazy. So I mean, like Ole Miss having the best offense in college football, not quite a hot take. I mean, like, I think anybody could definitely tell you that.
Jackson, for me, when I saw this, it was one of them. I was like, that's like, it's like a 2 out of 10, especially if we're just talking within the SEC, Jackson. I mean, there's not a lot of offenses you can look at on paper as we sit here right now and say, oh, that's a better offense than Ole Miss. Maybe Texas, and then LSU maybe with Lane Kiffin. Other than that, it's like it's those 3, and then you got like Bama, Georgia right there as tier 2 as far as offense goes. So for me, this isn't that big of a hot take. To me, this is, I would think most people would say this. This is a 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 for me, Jackson. What about you on the hot take scale?
Oh, that's a 1 out of 10 in hot take scale.
Okay.
Not even close to hot
take. 2. I said 2 just in case someone wanted to argue for Texas, but okay. Number 4, Jackson.
It's going to really come down to Texas and Ole Miss on who has the best offense in the SEC.
Number 4, Jackson. The Fenway Bowl has the best atmosphere of any non-CFP bowl. Hot take,
Ooh.
Jackson, or no?
I want to say yes, but
This
I want to say yes, it is, but that's
this is a
quite a
good one.
hot take right there. That's quite a hot take.
I'll
You
say
gonna
this, Jackson. It says any non-CFP bowl. So if we throw all them out, let's run down the list. You've got the Fenway Bowl. You've got the Pinstripe Bowl, which is in Yankee Stadium. You've got the Alamo Bowl. You've got, let's see. What other big time atmospheres do we got, Jackson, that could compete with that?
I mean, the Pinstripe Bowl. I mean, at Yankee Stadium. I mean, that is a hot take right there. I mean, it's like I don't think like Fenway Bowl, as much as I love it, I don't think it's got the best atmosphere of non CFP bowls. I mean, like Pop Tarts Bowl is definitely the best atmosphere right there.
Okay.
But I mean, like the Fenway Bowl.
Michigander says,
Oh, go
I was
ahead.
just going to say real quick, Jackson. Michigander says that's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Artistically Incredible says the Pop Tart Bowl has the best atmosphere. Like I said, this is an honorable mention because once you see the top 25 I compiled, you'll be like, there's way more than this. But I'll say this, Jackson. I think it's up there for one of the best. I don't think it's like a far cry. Like going to a Red Sox stadium, Jackson, that's cool. Like as a player, that's got to be cool. I mean, Jackson, me and you used to talk about this. We used to love it.
Yeah. I mean, like the Fenway
Ooh.
Bowl is awesome. And
The citrus. Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead. Just read Michigander's comment. The citrus
Oh
bowl.
yeah. Yeah, Citrus Bowl, that's pretty fun bowl. But I mean, like the Fenway Bowl is a fun bowl to look at. And because like I know like some people keep saying there's gonna be MLB lockout for Major League Baseball 2027. So it's like it would be pretty cool to see, some action in the Fenway Bowl 3 weeks after like the lockout starting. But I mean, something tells me like we're going to be seeing some Major League Baseball 2027 because I mean, I think nobody wants a repeat of like the 1994 Major League Baseball strike. Nobody wants that where it's like you had to cancel the rest of the season for 1994 and then like miss out on a couple of weeks of 1995 where it was like the strike was resolved, everything got figured out, but some people were just like, ugh, I hate this. Millionaires and billionaires getting in a massive pissing contest with one another. I hate that. And it does feel like it has that same effect. But I mean, like the 2021 MLB lockout was bad, but it didn't get as bad as like 94, obviously. Because the 2021 strike, obviously, it only moved the season back by a few days. That was it. Now, we've had like the NBA lockout. That was 2011. But it pushed things back so far to the point where it's like when agreement was reached, NBA season started out on Christmas Day, which to tell you the truth, that's why I've been kind of for this idea of starting the NBA season on Christmas Day or just start it like the week before Christmas and then have your headliner games on Christmas Day. That way it's like you got spotlight all to yourself, but
to this, though,
yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah.
where does this on a scale of 1 to 10, hot take or not, where does this at for you?
Oh, that's like a 9 out of 10 on hot takes. I like it.
Okay. I would say an 8 out of 10. I would go one below you. I would say 8 out of 10. I think it's up there. Okay, Jackson. This one here might be Joey Maguire wins Big 12 Coach of the Year. Hot take or no?
Extreme hot take. No way on God's green earth.
Really?
He's not going to be winning. He's not going to be winning Coach of the Year.
Jackson, you realize where he's at, right? He's at Texas Tech. They probably got the best roster in the conference. You don't think if they go undefeated and win the Big 12, you don't think he would win Coach of the Year?
No, I mean their non-conference schedule's full of candy asses. That's the thing.
Okay.
I was
So
thinking
for
more
you, Jackson,
like when I'm thinking of like Coach of the Year, I'm thinking like Willie Fritz from last year on how he turned around Houston his second year. I'm thinking like what
okay.
Rich Rod can bring for West Virginia and what that West Virginia offense can bring in 2026, where they go from 4-8 to 9-3, and they get like that 10th win in a bowl game.
Okay. Okay. I'll say this, Jackson. Where does this rank on the scale for you?
Ugh, that's not a good take. That's more like a 5 out of 10.
So you don't think that's that you don't think it's a hot take then? You're
No, it's not happening.
okay. So Jackson's more disgusted with that one. He could care less if that's a hot take or not.
Like, I got nothing
what
against
about
Joe
this one,
McGuire. I
Jackson?
think he's a great coach, but I mean, if you don't win the Big 12 at Texas Tech this year, it's going to come off as disappointing season a little bit for you.
Okay. Okay, Jackson, this one, Mike Norvell is fired after the 2026 season.
Oh, that's not
Hot
quite
take
a
or no,
hot.
Jackson?
It would not be a surprise.
No.
So, I mean, like hot take would be like Steve Sarkisian, gets retained or fired or something like that.
Jackson, keep in mind, these are honorable mentions. These are ones that are good, but they're not like great either. They're in the honorable mentions. Michigander and Artistic said that's not a hot take.
I mean,
That's an ice cold.
I think Mike Norvell gets fired, but he's gonna get fired during the season because, like, if it was like a decade ago,
Okay.
you would definitely see Norvell get fired after the season. But I think he's gonna get fired during the season. It's not really a matter of if. Is he gonna get fired in September? Is he gonna get fired in October or in November? Because, like, you gotta remember, there's signing day period for December and there's a signing day period for February because there's 2 signing day periods. So, like, in-season firings have intensified a lot since we've had that in 2016. So, I would not be surprised. So, if you're seeing SMU stomp a mud hole in Florida State's butt, and Alabama stomping a mud hole in Florida State's butt,
So
then you'll be seeing Florida State kind of decide whether to fire him now or fire him later. But I think they're gonna get to a point where it's like it doesn't matter. They're gonna remove him at some point. Like, look at where Florida Mississippi State last year. Florida fired Billy Napier after beating Mississippi State. Because, like, they disappointed God and everybody. So that is one thing to really keep in mind. So that is the thing to really go over.
Here's the thing, Jackson. If Florida State goes 5-7 and Norvell's the coach the whole way, do you think, Jackson, that this take here, do you think if they go 5-7, they don't can him, or do you think he gets a vote of confidence?
Oh, if he goes 5-7, he's a dead man. He's gone.
Okay. So, Jackson, on a scale of 1 to 10.
If it looks like they're going that route, like fighting for bowl eligibility, they're going to fire him they're going to fire him the day after Halloween. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, you're fired. Pack your crap and go. After the season. Like, so the question is, will he have the option to finish the season or not? That will be like the question for Mike Norvell. I don't really see
because this take says Jackson is fired after the 2026 season. So no matter what his record is, once Florida State's season's over, then he gets fired. So that's what this is asking. So you all
Yeah.
are saying he gets fired during the season. So that's why I'm asking, what is your on a scale 1 to 10, how much of a hot take is it that he makes it through the season?
That would be a
I
9
would
out
say
of 10 if he even makes it to a full season. You said it.
And Steven Cherry's here. Thank you. He said the hot take would be him retaining his job. Okay, so for our new viewers coming in, we'll give them a refresher. And Steve, hopefully you stick around to the end. Me and Jackson, or if you go back and watch from the beginning, me and Jackson gave an update. We hope that you see that. If not, we'll do it at the end as well. But to kind of update everybody, we're doing the 20 honorable mentions right now. And these were the other ones that had come together. And I wanted to say these hot takes that I had compiled were from Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Thread, from all across the internet here. And they are the 25 best. And these are the honorable mentions that I thought would be a nice honorable mentions list. So, and me and Jackson are saying whether these are hot takes or if they are good, bad, on a scale of 1 to 10, hot or not. So, Mike Norvell, I think we definitively said, Jackson, you said no, this is not a hot take.
I think it's a hot take, assuming that he lasts the full season.
Okay,
But
okay.
I don't see Norvell lasting. I like the chances of him having a drink at the bar at the Long Branch with Miss Kitty than I do seeing him last a full season.
Okay, well, okay. I would say this is a 6 out of 10 on the hot take scale. I think there's a chance if they go 6-6 or 7-5, Jackson, they may keep him till the end of the year. Then they might be like, okay, you're gone. I think he's done a lot of good with Florida State, so they might give him some leeway. You could be right, though, Jackson.
Oh, I don't think it's
The
going
number
to
one
matter
honorable-
about buyout Michigander. I don't think it matters. They're finding ways around it. I mean, it's like buyouts be damned. That's the way. I mean, have we not learned anything from Jimbo Fisher and Brian Kelly? It's basically, your buyout is not going to save you. Like, that's what it's going to feel. What's going to happen is it's going to get to a point where you're hearing like headlines of Governor Ron DeSantis getting involved. It's going to be that bad. But it's going to be that bad with Norvell, obviously. Or
Okay.
like kind of like how we saw, with the Brian Kelly buyout, we saw, the governor of Louisiana, you're getting involved in the mess with the athletic director. Like, because it's like, if Florida State's trying to find a reason, like you're going to be hearing about some judge or some state senator or state congressman or the governor getting involved. That's going to be a mess. Oh God, 10% of their TV rights like LSU. I'm sorry, LSU. Anyway, but in all seriousness though, I'm looking at the buyout. It's the buyout right now is 85% of his remaining contract from 2025 to 2031. It would be an astronomical payout north of $50 million. Now, I don't know whether if it's going to be like James Franklin, Brian Kelly, where it's like, you get the buyout money on the condition that you have a job. Like I want to see if they're going to try to pull some Daffy Duck type stuff where it's like, oh, you're going to have a snowstorm and a tornado on the 4th of July, a stampede of elephants and one baby zebra. But I don't think that's going to happen though.
See, Jackson, the thing with this is, and I know we've got 25 to get through here, so I want to say this, Jackson. This take here is he's fired after the 2026 season. How bad does Florida State have to be for him to get fired during the season, like y'all are saying? Because Jackson, I feel like he would have to be like Jackson. He would have to be winless or at like 1-5 or something. I feel like they would keep him till at least the end of the year. I think this is. I could be wrong, Jackson, and they could be pooey
I
with
think,
him. But I mean, here's the if they upset SMU or Alabama again, then that would probably this is where this hot take would come in play.
but
Like
there
because
you go.
Jackson, if
And
he
there,
goes
and
to
the question
Tuscaloosa,
would be, how do you perform
mhm.
after Alabama and SMU if you upset both of them? Like, because I mean, like, I like their chances of possibly upsetting SMU more than I do Alabama as of now. I'm not saying they'll upset both of them. I'm not saying they're going to upset one of them. But I like their chances more against SMU than I do Alabama because of the fact that you're seeing Kevin Jean's finger on his throwing hand hurting a little bit. So that's going to play a part possibly on the Labor Day game against Florida State.
It's interesting, Jackson. But are you ready for the number one honorable mention?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Jackson. The number one honorable mentions of the top 25 hottest takes, Arizona State finishes ahead of Arizona in the Big 12 standings. Hot take or no, Jackson?
I would not be surprised if that happens because, like, both teams are going to be at a dogfight with one another in the Big 12.
I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. It's all going to come down to who probably wins the rivalry game and who pulls an upset. Because Kenny Dillingham's a great head coach. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So can he do it? Absolutely. And Arizona's got a good team. Arizona State's got a good team. The problem is that Arizona State lost Sam Levitt. Fafita's back. I would say this is like a 5 out of 10, Jackson. It's not hot, but it's not cold either.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be interesting to see, but it's kind of a take. I mean, I don't really see it as a hot take, but I don't see it as a cold take. So
Okay, Michigander
that's
thinks it's
kind
an
of
8 out of 10. Okay.
a
Okay. Go
yeah.
ahead, Jackson.
But it would, but like the Big 12 is the most complicated conference to predict. It is the most unpredictable conference to predict in all of college football. I mean, like Iowa State could be finishing 8th. You could be seeing,
Uh-huh.
like, you never know what's going to happen in the Big 12. I mean, that whole conference is a complete mess. I repeat, a complete mess to figure out.
Yes. I would say it's like a 5 out of 10. Yes, and that's what I mentioned, Michigander.
Oh,
No,
100% Michigander.
Jackson, did you give your scale on this one? Did you give it a
I
number?
said 5 out of 10.
Okay, you agreed with
'Cause
me.
nothing
It's not hot or
surprises me in the Big 12. Nothing surprises me.
but
Everybody is going to be beating each other's eyes out.
yes. So these were our honorable mentions, and the numbers 1 through 6 is they're not in any order. I just the way it was put on here, but these were the 6 best honorable mentions. Now, let's go on to the top 25. These are the ones that made the list that I thought me and Jackson might have debates on. And Jackson, this first one, and these are in no order as well. Just keep in mind these are in no order, and these are not our takes. Jackson, the first one I know we're going to have a debate on.
God.
Having college football games in Ireland and at Wembley Stadium is great for the sport because it gives college football a genuine international identity. Hot take or not, Jackson? You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I'll go first on this one.
Hot take
I
or
know,
no,
like, a lot of
Jackson?
people are not too crazy about neutral site games. I think this tries to make college football into a mini NFL, but I mean, we're already at that point where college football is kind of a mini NFL. But I mean, like, it feels like it's the same as like NFL putting games in London, England since 2006. You know, I feel like Ireland has basically become the England for college football at this point. That's kind of where it's at. But I mean, I think Dave is right. It's basically a gimmick to get Americans to travel to Ireland. I think trying to have like international neutral site games in college football, that's really gonna bite people in the butt. I don't like that. I mean, like, some people think, well, we should try to be more like the NFL. No, you don't. You don't need to try to be more like the NFL. You're college football. You're not the NFL. I mean, this is basically trying to appeal to the casual fans of college football, not like the diehards and the people that are all about college
like
football.
us.
Mm-hmm. That's what cop feels like.
I just want to say this too, not to cut you off, Jackson. The way this is worded, and I wrote it down word for word because I did not want to add anything. Just so anybody knows, I did not add anything to this. It says it is great for the sport because it gives college football a genuine international identity. Like, do you think, Jackson, these games that they go play in Ireland and Wembley, do you think it helps bring more eyes to the sport like it does with the NFL? Like, we always talk about, Jackson, how Ireland has been a tradition. That's been a thing since I've been little and you've been little. Do you think them going to Wembley and Mexico and all these places, Jackson, do you think it brings a good identity? I think that's the basis of this hot take, is it's great because it brings people over here. Is I think what it's getting at.
Yeah, no. It's like trying to be a mini NFL is not good. That is not good. I mean, because like Michigander in the chat, says I look forward to week 0 in the game in Ireland. I don't look forward to seeing Panthers Steelers in Germany at 8 a.m. Yeah, I've sometimes unintentionally slept in, during some of those England games, like where it's like, oh crap, it's 9 a.m. I missed the first quarter. Like, agreed. You gotta leave it alone. Like, do not mess with college football. Like, do what I remember a wise old man who's the Wizard of West Virginia named Joey Foster, who told me one time, and he told our buddy Jeffrey, where it's like, he said something, I forget what it was about, but he said something that was, and there's a quote I'll never forget. Do what works and don't fuck with it. That's what he said. That's what it kind of feels like college football is trying to do. They're like, oh, God, everybody likes it. It's like, dude, you're the guys sending players to the NFL. So there you go.
Here's the thing, not to ramble on because we've got lots more. I'll say this, Jackson. I think it's a good experience for the players of Kansas, Arizona State, North Carolina, TCU, Virginia, NC State. I think it's a great experience. And it's a good bonding, Jackson. Take their families out there with them. Have a good time. I think that part of it is generally good. As long as everyone's safe and healthy afterwards, right, I think we're all good. I think that part of it can be good for the sport. But to this, though, Jackson, to this take that it brings a general international identity, that it brings international fans to America to pick a team and all that good stuff. Scale 1 to 10, Jackson. Where do you put it on the hot take scale?
I would make that like a 6 out of 10, really.
Okay, Jackson. I'm like a 4 out of 10. I don't think it's too hot. Like I said, I think it's definitely a talking point. Like I said, it's a 4 out of 10. It's not like overly egregious. And yes, artistically incredible. You bet your butt Alabama ain't going over there.
Yeah, that's what they're doing to kind of test it out, because it's like, they know, like, like a lot of people were definitely watching Kansas State, Iowa State, or they were watching Nebraska, Northwestern. They were watching that, but or Notre Dame Navy in 2012, but. They're kind of testing it out with the teams that aren't blue bloods. And I think we're going to be seeing Pittsburgh, Wisconsin next year in Ireland. And they're going to be having like Wake Forest, Syracuse in Canada. I mean, that does feel a little weird, but on the other hand, I'm kind of like, you know what? Fine, whatever. But it's
But
like I kind
Jackson,
of like the idea of
you
seeing
really-
like a Canada neutral site game because I mean it's like it is part of North America, but yeah.
yes, and Stephen Cherry says, and it is expensive for most. Yes, the
I ain't
travel
got
and
that kind of
everything.
money to go
Yes,
to
I'm
Ireland.
sure. Hey, listen, Jackson. Probably a lot of the NIL money is going to pay for all this. But Jackson, are you ready to move on to number 2?
Let's do it.
Okay. Number 2, Jackson. Notre Dame will be the number 1 seed in the college football playoffs. Hot take, Jackson, or no?
No, because it's like if they're unbeaten, I could see that happening. Only if they're unbeaten. If they could be like number 1 or number 2 or number 3. But that all depends on the rest of the Big Ten and the SEC. So I'll kind of go ahead and rate that as like I mean that's a hot take though. So it's like I could say that's like an 8 out of 10 hot take.
I was about to say, Jackson, that's a 9 out of 10 because, yes, Michigander even said it's scorching hot take. If they are 12-0, I think the highest seed they could get is a 3 seed. That's the thing, Jackson. Jackson, for them to jump an SEC champion, a Big Ten champion, even if they're undefeated, Jackson, you know how hard that's going to be?
God.
Like, Jackson, like they better hope Miami and BYU win their conferences. That would be the only thing that would help them with their case. For me, this is like a 9 out of 10. This is scorching hot. Because like Michigander said, their schedule, they do not have a good enough schedule to be a 1 seed. That's why I said when I saw this, Jackson, I was like, holy cow, this is definitely going on the list. Because I don't think there's a world where Notre Dame gets the 1 seed. And
But do I think
maybe there is someone in the chat that can convince me, or you can, Jackson, but go ahead.
But I mean, could they win a natty? Certainly. I mean, I could see them as a natty team, for 2026. I mean, like that team is mad as a cottonmouth about being left out. They're gonna want to gouge the eyes out of their.
This is good by Michigan. It says even if you have a 12-1 SEC/Big Ten champ, there's no way to put Notre Dame ahead of those champions. That's the thing. Even if Notre Dame is 12-0 undefeated, Jackson, let's say Texas is 12-1 and they win the SEC. You really think Notre Dame can jump them even at undefeated? No. The committee. I
mean, unless Michigan State or Wisconsin won the Big Ten, which that's not gonna happen. But no.
Yeah, and he said, "Listen, Jackson.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen, good buddy. It ain't gonna happen."
No. Rock and Ram, we appreciate you being here. Don't you worry, but let me preface, this is not mine or Jackson's take. These are ones I compiled across the web. Once again, disclaimer, me and Jackson have no paw in this, so to speak. These are all ones I found from Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, everyone that I found. So none of these are our input. These are just ones I found and that we are going to react to. And he goes, "No, I just want to put that out there because I don't want me or Jackson to get any heat for these takes."
No, we're
and
all right.
Artistically incredible.
But I will be
thank
honest.
you all for being here.
I think like Notre Dame, Miami, and Oregon are definitely teams that can win it all in 2026. I mean, because it's like you've heard me say this a lot, Austin, about Miami, where it's like they always lose that one game they shouldn't, but they always win the big game. Last year, they won the big games a lot in the playoffs, especially when nobody was expecting them to. Like, I would not be surprised if I saw Miami losing a random game in the regular season, and then for the second time in school history, they beat Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. Now, the first time they beat Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana was in the
Mhm.
80s. That was during the Jimmy Johnson era, man. Like, I gotta tell you, that is just like something you don't see every day. I mean, like if they
And
played on an annual basis, I don't think you would see Notre Dame, Miami, where like Notre Dame has only one win in school history in South Bend. I don't think you would see that. I think if they played each
so
other on an annual basis, I think you would see more than one win in South Bend. So don't be surprised on
an
that.
artistically incredible
My
says this, and then we will move on. He says Notre Dame would need BYU to be the Big 12 champ and SMU to be the AC champ to make their strength of schedule look good. That's the thing. Notre Dame to be the number one seed. That's why I said Jackson. When I saw this, I was like, I'm putting this on the list because I know as much as Jackson likes Notre Dame, even he would have to say that's a hot take.
I'm still kind of
I'm in a 9
mad
out
that
of
Notre
10.
Dame USC is not on rivalry week. I would rather have Notre Dame Miami on rivalry week instead of Notre Dame Syracuse. Because I mean, it's like Notre Dame Miami screams rivalry week. That screams rivalry week. And let me know what you think of this Rocket Rant. Since you're in the chat, my dude, how would you feel if Notre Dame Miami was on rivalry week instead of like Miami Boston College? Like think about that for a second. I mean, like Miami Boston College is pretty cool and all. I mean, you got like the 42nd anniversary of Hell Flutie. But I mean, I don't know. Like,
So,
yeah.
Jack, mhm.
Ooh, if I had my choice, we'd play those Irish bastards every single year, and Robert would be just fine. Oh man, there we go.
Jackson, are you ready for number 3? We still got a
Let's
long
hear
list
it, my
ahead.
dude.
Number 3, Ole Miss will finish ahead of LSU in the SEC.
I love it.
That's
Please.
6 out of 10. I think there's a world where that can happen, Jackson. I mean, because think about it, Jackson. You got probably the best quarterback in the SEC in Trinidad Chambliss. You've got an offense that can put up 30 points on you on any given night. And I get it. Lane Kiffin's not there. Charlie Weiss Jr. isn't there anymore. But you still got all your pieces, and Pete Golden's still running the defense. And he got his pieces on defense. I would say this is like I said, it's like I would retract. I'm going to retract that. I'm going to say it's a 4 out of 10. I don't think it's completely out of the question. Jackson.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like a 5 out of 10. I mean, like, it would not surprise me if we see LSU finishing ahead or Ole Miss finishing ahead. But that all depends on that week 3 game on Saturday, September 19th on NBC.
Ryan Rand says, I completely agree with all this ahead of LSU. He says 5 out of 10, 50-50 odds of that happening. Yeah, this isn't one that's like completely out there. I give it a 4 out of 10. You ready for the next one, Jackson?
Absolutely.
Okay, this one might be a little more spicier. Georgia is the only SEC team in the college football playoff semifinals. So basically, Jackson, Georgia's the only SEC team that makes it to the semifinals this year. Hot take or no?
I don't think that's happening. I mean, I got to see it to believe it from the last 2 years. I mean, look, if it was like, if we're talking after 2022, I would not argue with that. But Georgia being the only SEC team in the CFP semifinals, I have to actually see that to believe it, because the last 2 years they got eliminated early. They got eliminated by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They got eliminated by the Ole Miss Rebels. Honestly, I just do not see that. But I think we could see an SEC team in the CFP semifinals besides Georgia, if that's the case. What's up, Trojan Fight?
Trojan Fight is here. What's up, Trojan Fight? Just going over some hot takes. Good to be alive. Steve says not a hot take. Okay, so he's a believer in Georgia. Michigander says 7 out of 10. Artistically Incredible says very hot take. I would say 8 out of 10, Jackson. I know Ole Miss last year was the only one, but here's the thing, Jackson. I feel like there's going to be two this year. I feel like there's going to be two that's going to make it to the semis. I would give it an 8 out of 10, Jackson. I think it's a hot take. And just as I said that, Michigander agrees with me. What do you think, Jackson? I gave it an 8 out of 10 on the hot take scale.
I don't think Georgia will be
close to
I feel more like that's a 4 out of 10. I don't see them being like. I feel like I'm not looking at Georgia as a semifinals team. I feel like they're a good regular season team, but they've been slowly becoming like this team that just comes up short in the postseason. But if 2026 shows that it's the same as the last 2 years, then we're going to have problems for some coaching staff members.
Okay. So, Jackson, you don't think this is a hot take then, that they're the only one? So when you say 4 out of 10, Jackson, you wouldn't be shocked. I hope you realize what you're saying.
It could be anybody in the SEC that's in the semifinals, really.
Okay.
I feel like it could be anybody.
Is it a hot take or not?
No.
So it's a hot take for you, Jackson?
Yeah.
It's a hot take. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go, Jackson.
Michigan State was a standing rival for nearly as long as USC. Yes. I mean, like, honestly, that's why I'm so glad Notre Dame and Michigan State are playing one another this year, and especially in respect to the 60th anniversary of the game of the century of that 10-10 tie game on November 19th of 1966 on ABC in living color, where they shared the national title. I wish they didn't screw Alabama out of that natty, but I was glad to see Alabama chewed up Nebraska like a chicken nugget. And getting to hear Bear Bryant's voice, where he sounds like Boomhauer's dad. Like, if you watch like that Bama's Greatest Games tape of the 1967 Sugar Bowl on YouTube, you'll hear that Bear Bryant kind of sounds like Boomhauer's dad, but without like the dang oles. Like, you'll never hear a dang ole from Bear Bryant. He'll just be like, "Oh, it's a great catch by Ray Perkins, and it's a Kenny Stabler had a great throw." You'll be hearing a lot of that. Alabama, Mississippi, like hell, that's gonna happen. No, that's not gonna happen.
Hot take or not, Jackson? I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's going to happen, Jackson.
I think somebody put something in what you're eating if you're thinking that. Like, good grief. Like
Jackson?
Well, not you personally. I'm talking about like whoever posted that on Threads or Facebook or Twitter or on a YouTube comment. Somebody slipped something in their little sandwich or something.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jackson. If Alabama has a realistic chance, they could go 9-3 and miss the playoffs. Because, Jackson, that 4-game stretch, it's very possible. I'm going to say this isn't a hot take, but we can disagree on that.
That's a 9 out of 10 hot take. There's no way Alabama misses the playoffs. I mean, the O-line is fit. Like, I get the Ackland Deer news is discouraging. I get it, but God, the offensive line is going to fit everything. The offensive line is going to be smacking some teams off the face of the earth. That is extreme 10 out of 10 hot take.
Artistically Incredible he's with me on this one, and looks like Michigander is too. Not a hot take with the first-year starting quarterback. Alabama is an injury or two away on the O-line from missing the playoff. Jackson, seems like you're the lone fighter on this.
Getting hurt on the offense. That is not happening. That is not happening.
Looks like everyone's kind of with me on this one, Jackson. That's a very real possibility.
Hey, I mean,
listen, Jackson. I don't think this is much of a hot take, but I know you said so. We'll see.
Yeah, it's like I think somebody put something in the food saying that sort of stuff. I'm like, man.
Okay. Dave's here says 50-50. Okay. We're kind of split, Jackson. Are you ready for number 6?
Oh man, you know what? I don't blame you. Oh man, I mean it's like somebody needs to check out Adrian Clem coaching up the offensive line.
Okay, Jackson. Number 6. Oklahoma will finish in the SEC's top 4.
Oh man,
Hot take or no? Here's the thing. For me, I'm in like a 6 out of 10. I think it is very possible they could. They got a great defense. John Mateer's back. Finishing top 4. Here's the thing, Jackson. I mean, I think it's Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, and then you got like your LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Tennessee, A&M.
Yeah,
It's a 6 out of 10 on the hot take scale because there's a lot of depth in the league.
Yeah, not quite a hot take because, like, although to be fair, there's going to be a lot of teams that are dogfight for that top 4 spot in the at-large positions for the playoffs. Because I mean, Oklahoma's going to be fighting for one. Texas A&M's going to fight for one. Ole Miss going to fight for one. Tennessee and LSU are going to be fighting for one. There's going to be a lot of teams at 3 through 8 fighting for a spot in the playoffs in the month of November. Although I got Oklahoma, I believe I've got Oklahoma beating Texas A&M, knocking Texas A&M out of the playoff race. But this Oklahoma squad, I think it all depends on how they do in conference play because, you know, I want to see how they do this Georgia. I mean, I'm not expecting them to beat Georgia, but I want to see how they do in the rest of conference play. Can they end that losing streak?
I was just going to say too, Jackson, I was going to add to that. We're going to find out if this is a hot take or not, Jackson, when they play Georgia and Texas back-to-back weeks. If they split those games, and there's real chances.
They're sitting and chilling out for a bye week after Georgia, so it's like no worries there.
But Jackson, those are 2 big games because if they split them, then this take here becomes true. Now, if they go 0-2, Jackson, then this take becomes a real big hot take.
Well, and you know, if they beat Michigan if they beat the fighting Charlie Morningstar Wolverines, then Oklahoma can be good to go. So if you do that, you're good. You're in the playoffs. Like I mean, like me personally, if I'm sitting there looking at large playoff teams, I'm thinking to myself, okay, you beat Michigan at the
big get there,
in front of everybody. Oh, you're in.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But Jackson, this is just for the SEC, though. The Michigan game, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but if they lose to Michigan, it's not going to hurt them in the SEC.
No,
as much. That's what I'm saying.
But it might make a difference in whether you're making the playoffs or not, though.
Yes. But as far as finishing top 4,
alone in that, but that's okay.
I would say 6 out of 10, Jackson. What do you say?
Not quite a hot take, so I've got it very low. I would say like a 3 out of 10. Anybody can finish in the top 4. I think Georgia Texas are the 2 best teams in the SEC, but it's going to be a dogfight for 3 through 8, honestly.
Okay. Jackson, you're going to like this one.
Okay.
Bill Belichick will lead North Carolina to a winning record. Hot take or not?
Oh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take right now. I'm not saying they're going to have a losing record, but I don't see them having a winning record either. I mean, this team is terrible. That North Carolina team is going to be worse than hell right now.
Jackson, you don't think they could get to 7-5?
No.
No?
I
would say 7 out of 10, Jackson. I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. They're going to be vastly more improved. I mean, Bill Belichick has talked about how he has made improvements on the O-line. The defense he's been heavily involved in all offseason. I mean, if you look at the ACC schedule, Jackson, they got a pretty nice slate. They could go 6-6, 7-5. Yes, I would say it's a 7 out of 10 hot take. I do think it's going to be hard, but I think if there's any coach that could do it, it's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, but honestly, I
What do you
really
think,
think
everybody?
North. Yeah, but I mean, that's
That's a 6 out of 10. What do you think it is, Jack?
that's a mid take. That's 5 out of 10.
Okay, here we go, Jackson.
My advice to North Carolina
the
is if you want to get in the playoffs or if you want to be in the ACC title game or a constant contender in football, stop hiring these 60-year-old men. Stop trying to bring these old ass dudes that want to bring back the good old days. Stop doing that. Hire yourself a young guy that wants to strike while the iron's hot. Get yourself like a really young coach. Okay. ACC will get 3 CFP. Okay, that's a hot take. 10 out of 10 hot take. I do not see 3 CFP.
I'd rather say Jackson, 10 out of 10.
Like,
I mean, Jackson, here's the thing.
Like,
Let's
did
run
Notre
it down
Dame
real
get
quick.
in the ACC and I somehow miss it? Like, good grief.
Okay, here's the thing, Jackson. Here's the thing, Jackson. Let's run it down. I'm agreeing with you, Jackson. This is 10 out of 10. This is scorching hot. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. But here's the thing, Jackson. Miami, SMU, Louisville. I'm trying to see. Who else could the ACC send? I mean, Jackson, there's 3 right there. Do you think there's a chance Miami, SMU, and Louisville, all 3 could get in? Or do you think SMU and Louisville cancel each other out, and then that just leaves 2?
I think, honestly, SMU and Louisville they got to get through one another. And again, this is where I say non-conference games are very important in the world of college football. I don't care how many people say, "Oh, the big games are not that important." No. Ole Miss Louisville says otherwise to me. If Louisville is winning that game,
yes, there's a good chance.
If they're winning that game, they're good to go. If Louisville is like 11-1. And going into the ACC title game with a win against Ole Miss in the regular season, that's important right there. That is extremely important. Now, SMU as well. If you're 9-1 or unbeaten going into Notre Dame, and you go into the ACC title game 11-1, you're in. You are in. I think it helps SMU and Louisville that neither one of them have Miami on their slate. So that does help perfectly. But maybe it's just me. But Syracuse does look kind of like a trap game for Louisville for 2020.
Oh, don't say that, Jackson. See, Jackson, you were getting me hyped up. I'm getting excited.
I don't care how many people underestimate Fran Brown. You do not underestimate a guy who's the recruiter of the year.
See, this is what good buddy Jackson does to me. See, he gets me hyped up thinking, oh yeah, Louisville's got a chance. If we go 11-1, we can cook it. And then Jackson's like, no. You could lose to Syracuse. Like, Jackson, I was on the mountaintop and you just threw me down the mountain. Like, what the heck, good buddy?
But I will say, though, I see Louisville winning the big games in conference play, but it's like they do that every year where it's like they've been doing that the last couple of years where it's like they lose that game that they shouldn't lose, that one obscure game that you would not expect them to lose. But I'm just crossing my fingers to see Louisville get into playoffs. That would be extremely cool, especially for my good buddy Austin's sake. I mean, like the Jeff Brom era, what it feels like to me is like the Bobby Petrino era from the first stint, from 2003 to 2006. But Even though there's always like that one team hunting for Jeff Brom, there's one thing that Brom has that Petrino doesn't have, and it's loyalty to Louisville. That you can always be happy about. I mean,
Jackson, another team that could help this argument is Clemson. If Clemson beats LSU in Death Valley week 1 and Clemson wins 10 games, there's a chance Clemson could be in this conversation. I'm not going to sit here and say that we are going to get 3 teams in. I'm saying that I'm like you, Jackson. I'm a 10 out of 10. This is a scorching hot take. But if Clemson, Louisville, and SMU get big wins over Notre Dame, LSU, and we get Ole Miss, Jackson, there is a really good chance there's 4 right there you could all have in that argument. You've got Miami, Louisville, SMU, and Clemson. There's 4 right there. And this only says 3. So one of them's going to get left out. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But if I'm playing devil's advocate for this, that's what I'm saying, Jackson. If I'm playing devil's advocate, trying to understand their thinking, this is where I'm coming from on that. But I'm with you, Jackson. This is a 10 out of 10 hot take.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the next one?
I would like to see the ACC get multiple teams in the playoffs, but I'm just not seeing that happen.
Jackson, you ready for number 9?
Oh man!
Utah
okay, that is a hot take.
That's a 9 out of 10 for me. Utah will make the CFP in 2026. That's 9 out of 10, Jackson.
I'm not.
Jackson, I know they returned Devin Dampier and Morgan Scalley, who knows the system, but it's the Big 12. That means 3 teams would make it out of the Big 12. That means you'd have Tech, BYU, Utah, and then you'd have Houston in there, and you have Kansas. The Big 12, this is a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, they got a rough November slate. They've got a rough November slate, where BYU comes to their backyard. Then they got to go to Arizona and TCU, and they got West Virginia coming over. I do not see Utah making the CFP in 2026. I mean, they've got some great key guys returning, especially Wayshawn Parker, the running back, coming over.
Yes.
But you got to keep
Devin Dampier, the quarterback.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a hell of a duo right there. But the Big 12 is the most unpredictable conference in all of college football. So, in conclusion, Utah making the CFP, I say that's an 8 out of 10 hot take.
I said 9 out of 10. Okay, Jackson. This one's kind of a cold take. BYU will win the Big 12. That's a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10 right there. I mean, that would not surprise anybody. I mean, we saw what that BYU defense could do last year. Like, you and I talked about this last summer, right?
Yes. I mean, real quick, Jackson, to play devil's advocate, I'll let you go. I mean, they've got arguably the best running back in the country, LJ Martin. They've got the reigning Big 12 Coach of the Year, Sataki. Bear Bachmeier's a sophomore. Could he have a slump? Yes. But BYU's got all the talent you want in a team. This is a cold take. This is 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Am I rooting for Texas Tech because of our bet? Yes. But for non-biased,
$300 make you holler.
Jackson, you're rooting for anybody else. You're just, come on, BYU. But no, in all seriousness, unbiased party, this is 1 out of 10. This is 1 out of 10. This would not shock me. But go ahead, good buddy, with your point.
Yeah, I mean, like BYU win the Big 12, but honestly,
it's a cold take.
Not really quite hot. It's a freezing cold take.
Yeah. Are you ready for number 11, Jackson?
Let's hear it. Heaven in it with 11.
Penn State will finish 9-3 in 2026. That's a cold take. That's very much possible.
Cold take.
Jackson, that's like a 4 out of 10. If you look at Penn State's schedule, it's not that bad.
Their
They might
non-conference
win.
schedule sucks. I hate it. I hate
That's
it.
why I said,
The worst thing is no
yeah,
Pittsburgh on there. I want Pittsburgh on there.
Jackson, and this says, will they finish 9-3? We'll finish 9-3. That's a cold take. I mean, Jackson, Matt Campbell, Rocco Beck. I get it. It's a whole new era in Happy Valley. But if you look at their schedule, Jackson, there's a world where they might be 11-1.
How
That's
many
easy their
people on
schedule.
Twitter, like when Penn State plays Wisconsin, this is going to be like the most you hear out of Penn State in September is, like Matt Campbell, Luke Fickle going against one another. The question will be like, how much alike do they both look like? How alike are they to Adam Sandler? That's what they're going to see. And you're right, Michigan. Penn State will lose.
This is a good point.
Like, that is an excellent point because I mean, like I could see him losing an obscure game like a Northwestern or a Minnesota. Like I could see something like that.
But does that affect them finishing 9-3, Jackson? Probably not.
No.
I mean, Jackson, I feel like this is the worst they would do. I could be higher on Penn State than most, but for me, this is a 4 out of 10.
Whoa. Like, I mean, ugh.
Okay. Did you give your number, Jackson? Want to make sure you got your number.
I think I said that's like a 3 out of 10, really. Not the freezing cold take. What's number 12?
Number 12, good buddy, are you? A Big Ten team will win the national championship for the fourth straight year. Okay. This is like a 3 out of 10 because you think about it, Jackson, here's the thing. I would say a 3 out of 10 because you've got Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana. So there's 3 chances. The SEC, you've got Texas, Georgia. And then it's like you've got could Texas A&M win it? Maybe. You've got Miami. You've got Notre Dame, of course. I mean, Jackson, but the Big Ten could produce another winner. I mean, this is not a hot take. Big Ten runs college football. Yeah, this is a pretty cold one. I know some people have argued against this, but Jackson, are you ready for number 13, good buddy?
Let's hear it, man. Let's hear lucky number 13.
Kurt Cignetti leads Indiana to back-to-back undefeated regular seasons. 9 out of 10. This is a hot take.
Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 hot take right there.
Because, Jackson, you look at Indiana's schedule. If they go undefeated with that, just hand them the national title. Just give it to them.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the first 6 weights are a cinch. But you got the rematch against Ohio State and Bloomington, Indiana, which tells me you're going to be seeing that on big noon kickoff. Although I would like.
5. Okay. Not to cut you off, I apologize, Jackson. Steve said 5. He's in the middle. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Jackson. Bad.
Yeah, the big house. I mean, I think Indiana can beat Michigan at the big house. I mean, we know they're going to beat USC like a drum 2 weeks before rivalry week. Sorry, Georgia fight. I feel like that's what's going to happen with Indiana against USC. But, it all comes down to that Indiana-Ohio State game. That's what it comes down to, in my opinion. And I think what's going to happen is what I think is going to happen is you could see like a tiebreaker scenario in who gets into the Big Ten title game between Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana, in my opinion. Because like I think you're going to see 3 teams possibly be 11-1, or 3 teams 11-1, or you could see Ohio State, Indiana be 11-1, where it's like you see Ohio State losing to Oregon, and you see Indiana losing to Ohio State. They like Ohio State gets in the Big Ten title against Oregon because like their head-to-head win over Indiana.
So here's the thing, Jackson. When I saw this, I thought to myself, Jackson, you realize how hard it is to go undefeated doing it once? Imagine trying to do it again. And now
Oh.
that you're national champions, Jackson, Indiana's going to have a target on their back. Like, Jackson, like people say to me all the time, oh, look at these group of 5 teams or look at these lower level teams have back-to-back undefeated years. And I'm like, you do realize they don't play anybody and that they don't have that target on their back. And that's the thing too, Jackson. Indiana's now got that target on their back. Teams are gunning for them. They're no longer a secret. Like this is 9 out of 10 for me. If Cincinnati goes undefeated again, Jackson, put him in the Indiana Hall of Fame immediately. Don't even care if he's ready to retire. Put him in. Put him in.
Put him in the college football Hall of Fame. If he's doing that again, put him in the college football Hall of Fame.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying, Jackson. But yeah, I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I think they're going to. I have Indiana going 10-2. But that's neither here nor there.
Jackson, I'm at like 11-1 with Indiana.
Okay. I think you said 9-2, right, Jackson?
10 out of 10.
Okay, you're scorching hot. Wee woo wee woo. Okay, number 14, good buddy. Oh, you're gonna love this one. Lincoln Riley wins 10 plus games at USC and saves his job. Jackson, I won't say anything. I'll let you have the floor first.
I mean, like the saving the job part is what makes it a hot take because it's like I think he's on like the verge of a hot seat. Like I think like if USC comes up short of the playoffs again, it's gonna be scorching hot seat going into 2027 for Lincoln Riley because like USC did
Jackson,
not hire him to come up short of the playoffs every year. They did not hire him to have USC pissed away on 3rd and long against the TCU Horned Frogs. They did not hire him to finish the season at 8-5 by beating Louisville in the Holiday Bowl or beat Texas A&M in the Las Vegas Bowl to finish the season at 7-6. And that first season, I mean, that was a turnaround. They kind of let it slide. I mean, I suppose they should because they went from 4-8 to 10-2. But, 11-2. But the problem was the way you ended your season with a loss in the Cotton Bowl. It's not even losing that happened. It's the way you lost. You pissed away a 2-touchdown lead against Tulane. 2 freaking lane, man. I mean, because like I remember, like you and I, Austin, where I was on with, where we talked Will Jeffrey and the other guy. Like I remember, like I was the only one that thought Tulane could do it. I was right on that. They got the upset going, right? But the thing was, USC. And Lincoln Riley has just been a disappointing era so far for them. It feels a little bit like Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M. Want to know why? Because when A&M hired Jimbo Fisher for 2018, they were thinking, oh, he's going to get us a national championship just like he did for Florida State. That's what he's going to do for us. Same thing with Lincoln Riley. USC was thinking, oh, we're going to have a Pete Carroll type era with Lincoln Riley. But here's the thing, dudes. Lincoln Riley teams are great regular season teams or good enough regular season teams, but they're disasters in the postseason. They are a complete freaking disaster. If you put this USC team in a playoff game every year, they will fall apart. They will break down. They will be crying and begging for mama.
See, here's the thing, Jackson, with this tank. And it says Lincoln Riley wins 10 plus games and saves his job. So here's the thing, Jackson. Looking at their schedule, they need to win 10 wins is not completely impossible. Now that Notre Dame is off the schedule, if they can upset Oregon, Indiana, or Ohio State, then they can go 10-2, and
Oh,
it'll save
Indiana
his
and
job.
Ohio State are
Is
gonna beat
this?
the hell out of them. Oregon's gonna beat the hell out of them. I feel like either Washington or Penn State's gonna beat them, and I'm sure that's gonna be Notre Dame's
That's the
fault
thing.
now. So I'm sure that's gonna be Notre Dame's
So
fault,
here's the
of
thing:
course.
is this a hot take though, Jackson? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a hot take is this? That he wins 10 plus
That's
games and
like an
saves
8
his
out of
job.
10 hot take. That is not happening. I do not see a 10 plus win season for USC. That is not happening for the Trojans.
Okay.
And you are not gonna see USC go to the playoffs as long as Lincoln Riley's head coach. I mean, like because it's like 12-team playoffs, you would think that's much easier. But if we see the playoffs go to 24 teams, you could see USC go there. If the playoffs go to
I
16
would say
teams,
this is.
which I'm sure Lincoln Riley is
Mhm.
praying to God it goes to 16 or 24. It doesn't make a bit of difference to him. But if it's at like 16, that's a maybe. But if it's like a 24 team playoff, it's an absolutely USC's going to playoffs. But I mean that's an extremely hot take. I do not see Lincoln Riley winning 10 games at USC. I gotta see, like, if you could win Oregon, if you could win the Oregon game, then win against Washington and Penn State. I mean, I think you could win Penn State, but Washington, I do not. I've got questions about. I mean, like, I think Jed Fish has a good team going at Washington.
Here's the thing, Jackson. I will say this is an 8 out of 10 for me. I think this is a bit of a hot take because it's going to be hard with their schedule this year to win 10 plus games. But with Mayava back, and yes, his receivers are gone, but Lincoln Riley and Mayava, I mean, if they can upset one of the big three, then 10 plus is on the table and it saves his job. I would say this is an 8 out of 10. Are you ready for number 15, good buddy?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Lane Kiffin wins the SEC in year one at LSU.
That's an
This
extremely
is an
hot
all-time hot take.
Oh yeah, that's an extreme.
Yeah.
That sounds like something Stephen A.
is an
Smith
all-time.
is saying. I feel like that's something Stephen A. Smith would post on there.
Here's the thing, Jackson. This is probably the biggest hot take. This is scorching hot. This is burn your mouth kind of high. Jackson, for him to win year one with a new tool roster and everything so you're basically telling me he's going to win over Texas, Georgia, Bama, A&M, his former team, Ole Miss. There's 5. Oklahoma. Who else can we throw ahead of him that could win? I mean, Jackson, there's 6 teams right there that I can legitimately make an argument that would win before LSU would. Like this is extremely on fire. Like, Jackson, whoever said this, this is, oh my goodness. I mean, Jackson, this is like a 12 out of 10. This is on fire.
That was like some crap Stephen A. Smith said on his little Series XM
I know,
show.
right, Jackson? Jackson, I'm surprised you didn't do it. Jackson, I'm surprised you didn't go off more on this. Okay, Jackson, ready for number 16?
I'm ready. An implementation.
Here's the thing, Jackson. Jordan Mayava is a Heisman finalist, but USC still misses the playoffs. Ooh. What do you think, Jackson?
Yeah.
You think Mayava?
And he pisses and moans about his jersey number not being retired. I'm kidding. No, but in all seriousness, though, Jay Maiva becoming a Heisman finalist, that would not surprise me because, like, I mean, I know I give Lincoln Riley.
But the catch, though, Jackson, is USC still misses the playoffs. That's the catch to it. You think that's what makes this interesting.
That could happen, honestly, because like you got to keep in mind, it was like with Jaden Daniels 2023, right? Had no stats, and then winning the Heisman, And we got to look at the history of quarterbacks under Lincoln Riley. Because, like, look, I know I give Lincoln Riley a lot of crap, as well as he should get a lot of crap. But one thing I cannot deny is that he is talented with the offense. He's talented with the QBs. I mean, look at what he did with Kyler Murray. Look at what he did with Baker Mayfield. They were winning Heismans all over the place. Jalen Hurts would have won the Heisman had it not been for Joe Burrow. Like had there not been a guy named Joe Burrow, Hurts would have won the Heisman, no doubt. But I mean, because like Hurts was a runner up. I mean, Caleb Williams, Heisman winner 2022. And he's great with the quarterbacks, though. I could see Maeva becoming like a Heisman finalist or being part of that Heisman conversation. Because it's like the Heisman, they put some people that you would not expect to see in the Heisman Trophy consideration.
Here's the thing, Jackson, with this take here. Maeva Heisman finalist, but USC still misses the playoff. Here's the thing, Jaden Daniels, the year that he won it, LSU was terrible on defense, and they missed the playoffs altogether. That's the thing, too, Jackson. Depends on how bad USC is. If they're 9-3 and they lose the 3 games that we expect them to, but Maeva puts up great stats, it's a possibility this is not that hot of a take. The only thing is, Jackson, if he puts up a stinker in one of those games and they finish 9-3, 8-4, then he might hinder his case, even if USC misses the playoffs. That's the key. USC missing the playoffs. These two go hand in hand, like peanut butter and jelly, because Maeva's got to perform, but it all depends on how USC misses the playoffs too. I would say this is a 7 out of 10, Jackson, for me. I think it's a bit of a hot take.
I feel like it's a 5 out of 10 right now.
I would say it's a 7 out of 10. Are you ready for number 17, good buddy? We're almost there. Okay. Here we go. Okay, this is going to get interesting. The ACC sends more teams to the college football playoffs than the Big 12.
Not quite.
Okay, this is interesting.
2 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh, you think this is a hot take?
No, I think it's a cold take. I mean, it's not quite a hot take like people would say it is.
Oh, Michigander says 9 out of 10. He thinks it is. Okay. Here's the thing. Let's set the stage, Jackson. Let's break this down here. How many teams realistically do we think the ACC gets? 2?
Yeah, or the ACC champ, really.
Okay, the Big 12, probably 2.
Mm-hmm. 2's the most.
So here's the thing, Jackson. Who would possibly send a 3rd team in the field? Or who would send... Here's the thing, Jackson. Here's the thing, Jackson. Do you take the Big 12's field or do you take the ACC's field? Oh, and Steve says Virginia sneaks in.
No, I don't see Virginia.
Michigan says BYU and Tech.
Yeah. I mean, BYU, Tech, yeah.
Yes, and Artisman Crow does bring this up. This is a great point. ACC has more of a chance, more blue bloods in the ACC. This is true. You got to think Clemson's still there too. If Clemson can win 10 games and maybe win the ACC, them and Miami could go together. I would say, Jackson, this is a 5 out of 10. Not hot, but not cold either. 50-50.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm with you on the 5 out of 10. It's not a hot take, but not a cold take.
It's like in the middle. We'll know more as we go along. Are you ready for number 18?
Let's see number 18, good buddy.
We are getting down to the nitty-gritty, folks. And first off, before I reveal number 18, I just want to say thank you. Thank you all for being here on this early Saturday morning, Friday night. you all, we cannot thank you enough for being here. We love you guys. Hopefully you enjoy this, and you all let us know if you like more of this. If me and Jackson should do more of this on our channels, or we should come up with these kind of ideas, you all let us know. You all are the drivers of the show. But to number 18.
Yeah.
Oh boy. 3 Big 12 teams finished with 10 plus wins in 2026. 10 out of 10, Jackson. This is a hot take.
Yeah.
Jackson, I know you love you some Big 12, but this is a hot take if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah.
Realistic.
That's like a 8 out of 10 hot take right there.
Oh, Michigander and Artistically Incredible says it happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is true, yeah. Finished with 10 plus. Okay. I mean, Jackson,
Yeah,
we know
like
BYU
and Utah were sitting there going like, well, hey, what about us? All y'all talking about is Bama, Miami, Notre Dame. Well, what the heck about us?
maybe I need to retract that then. And Trojan Fight says BYU plays Indy, so if they aren't winning that one or the Tech game, that's 10-2. Okay. So Jackson, maybe this ain't a hot take after all?
Not quite.
Or do you still think like? I mean, the Big 12 Jackson is nuts year to year. We got to take into account.
Yeah. There's going to be like the teams you expect to win and that one team you don't expect to win having a 10 plus win season.
That's the thing, Jackson. It says 3. So we know Tech and BYU. Jackson, does Utah, Kansas State, West Virginia, does someone else get a 10th win somewhere?
Somebody is.
Do you think so, Jackson? So is this a hot take or no for you now?
I think it's a hot take, but I think it's a realistic take because nobody really talks about it enough, honestly. I think you could see like a team with a 9-3 record get a 10th win in a bowl game.
Yes, and Michigander brings up Houston did that last year. We got to count.
I think West Virginia can surprise everybody by going 9-3 in the regular season and then winning their bowl game being the 10th game.
So maybe I need to put this here. Michigander says that finish in the regular season or finish overall? Finish overall, Michigander. Maybe I should have put that in there. It was 3 Big 12 teams finished with 10 plus wins in 2026. Overall. Let's do overall.
Oh,
so Jackson with that. Okay. You ready to go to 19, Jackson?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're going to like this one, Jackson. Kalen DeBoer wins SEC Coach of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Hot take. I think it can happen. It can happen.
Wait, Jackson.
I would love to see it happen.
Wait, Jackson, hot take means it's out there. That means you think there's no chance of it. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not quite a hot take. So it's like, it can happen.
Michigan, he's like 10 out of 10. Scorching hot. I mean, realistically, Jackson, what would Kalen DeBoer need to do to win Coach of the Year?
Go 3-1 in that stretch. But also, just kind of make sure that Alabama's like winning the SEC, I guess, for that to happen.
Okay.
DeBoer is not close to Lincoln Riley. I mean, I'm not saying he's close to Saban. Nobody is close to Saban. I think he's close to Mario Cristobal, where, it's like, they're losing that one game they shouldn't, that one obscure game they shouldn't, but they win the games that nobody expects them to win.
Okay.
I think you can see something like that.
See, Jackson, I'm at a 9 out of 10 on this. I think it's going to be extremely hard for DeBoer to win Coach of the Year in the SEC because you got Lane, you got Sarkisian, you got Kirby, you've got Pete Golden, you've got, and like I mentioned, John Summerall. You got a lot of good coaches coming into the league. DeBoer would have to win. I think, Jackson, if DeBoer went 11-1 and won the SEC, he would have a pretty good chance then. But if he goes 10-2, 9-3, he might finish in the top 5 in voting, but he might not finish. I think this is a 9 out of 10. This is a hot take.
Ooh, let's get ready for the next one.
Are you ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Okay. A team outside of BYU, Utah, Texas Tech wins the conference.
That's a hot
So basically,
take.
I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. A lot of people are putting stock on Willie Fritz in Houston. Kansas State, they're still there. There's 2 teams that could win it. What do you think, Jackson?
It can happen, but it's like not a lot of people think it can happen. That's the thing, though, because like there again, look at 2024 for example. Nobody was sitting there thinking Arizona State or Texas Tech would get in the Big 12 title game. All everybody was predicted was Oklahoma State, Utah, Oklahoma State, Utah. That's what's going to happen. But a Houston or an Arizona, maybe an Arizona State could win the Big 12 besides BYU, Utah, or Texas Tech. I could see something like that happening. But doesn't Iowa State win it? Hell no. No offense to Iowa State.
Michigander says 9 out of 10. There's a slim chance someone like a 2024 Arizona State to do it. I mean, Jackson, is there a chance Baylor? Could Baylor surprise everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Sorry, Dave Aranda.
I mean, I know they got DJ Lagway, but that's all they have. That's all they have. They got
Jackson. When he said slim chance, not a lot of people are picking Baylor, so I thought they would qualify for that.
I mean, they finished 5-7. But I tell you what I could say though. I mean, like I know Colorado's not looking real good on defense, but I think like their offense is going to keep them in games a lot. Obviously, they're going to do. Now that's a team I think that could do something weird in the Big 12 because what happens when you have forget college game day, big noon kickoff coming on over. When you have 60 minutes doing interviews with Deion Sanders, hyping him up, and just kind of tickling his land down under, so to speak. That's kind of what they're doing with Coach Prime and just tickling the land down under of the Buffs. Behind the scenes, they fall apart and get closer to having a drink at the Long Branch with Miss Kitty than they do get into a bowl game, let alone going to the Big 12 title game. But when everybody is down, low, negative on Colorado, especially when they should be,
I mean,
they always surprise us. They always do that. Then you see Shedeur Sanders smacking everybody off the face of the earth. Then you see Travis Hunter becoming the Heisman winner in 2024. Then they get smacked by BYU in the Alamo Bowl, of course. But then once again, you see 2025, Colorado just expected to circle the wagons in the Big 12. They fall apart. And then 2026, once again, nobody's real high on them as well as they shouldn't be. Nobody should be high on Colorado, but they're going to do somewhere. And I told Lucas Hill this a week ago where it's like Colorado and South Carolina are a lot alike in that regard, that when everybody talks about those teams, they fall apart. But when there's not a single positive thing to be said about either one of the teams going into the preseason, they thrive on that. I don't know why. It is so irritating to me. It is beyond irritating. But it is weird seeing that with Colorado.
You know it, Steve. He said, get ready to hear Prime say you believe now. You better believe now, Steve, because we
Yeah, like the
coming.
defense is not looking
Right.
good, obviously. Like, and I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Like, what's gonna happen is, you know, like we know Georgia Tech. I got Georgia Tech beating Colorado. That's what I think's gonna happen. I don't know how Colorado's gonna
Wait,
do against Northwestern week 3. That game looks like a toss up, but Colorado looks like one of those teams that they have to score 40 plus points to win. Whereas if they're like under 35 points, if they're under 38 points, they're in trouble. They're in
okay,
huge
Jack.
trouble. But anybody outside winning the Big 12, outside BYU, Utah, Texas Tech, I could certainly see that. I could see that being a Houston. I could see that being in Arizona or in Arizona State. Not
I'm
ready
going
to
to
say
say,
West
Jackson, that's the
Oklahoma
big three.
State.
Like, that's the thing with this take, Jackson. That's the big three. So, I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. Houston's got a real chance because their schedule is pretty cupcake-ish, Jackson. And if they somehow upset Texas Tech, they're on, like, Jackson, they've got a chance if they can upset Tech week 3. So, I would say this is a 6 out of 10, Jackson. I think it could happen, but it's very slim. I would say it's 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the next one, good buddy?
Let's roll the film.
Number 21. We've got a couple more to go before we head out of here tonight. Here we go. Darian Mensah finishes as a Heisman finalist. That's a very
hot part.
That's a 3 out of 10. I mean, Miami's offense is probably one of the best in the ACC with Malachi Toney. They return a lot on offense. Miami's defense lost a lot, but Miami's going to be able to put up a lot of points. It's a 3 out of 10. And Mintz is a complete quarterback as you can get. This is a 3 out of 10 for me. What do you think, Jackson?
Yeah, like that's a 2 out of 10 for me. But I'll tell you what can happen. But I've been saying this before, and I'll say it again until I'm blue in the face. Miami loses that one game they shouldn't, and then they always win the big games. They always do that every year under Mario Cristobal. And that
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now, that Miami Duke game for Darian Mensah, I'm going to tell you that's where Heisman moments happen. He's going up against his old team that he left. No, come on, man. You know me better than that, Stephen Cherry.
I'll say this, Jackson.
I never roll by how I feel. I go by what my eyes and ears are seeing and hearing. I go by what the brain is saying.
See, here's the thing, Jackson. That Duke game, like you said, I have a feeling that's going to be one of them. I feel like we're in for a good game that day because Darian Mensah is going to have a point to prove. I could see him throwing like 5 touchdowns that game.
Oh my God, he's going to be going against his old squad. Like, that's going to be fun right there.
Okay. Jackson, since we agreed this is the cold take, 3 out of 10 and 2 out of 10. Are you ready for number 22, good buddy? We've got 3 more after this. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. LJ Martin rushes for 1,500 plus yards and 20 total touchdowns, which means rushing and catching. Hot take or not, Jackson?
Not quite. Not quite a hot take. I mean, that's very well expected.
I mean, Jackson, the 20 total touchdowns, that is a lot, though.
Yeah, that part is the hot take. Like, you know, it's like, are they meaning receiving touchdowns and rushing touchdowns? Because I think that's what they mean. But will it be on like special teams? Because I feel like we could see something like that. That looks like a.
This is a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah,
this isn't cold, but this isn't hot either. This is very much possible. And the way BYU runs their offense, Jackson, I could see him getting the ball down on the goal line. I could see him being used for triple, be like option plays and pitch it to him. I could see him running a couple wheel routes. This is like 5 out of 10. And he said doing that in the Big 12 is not that hard.
No, I mean a baby could do that.
I would say 5 out of 10. This isn't hot, but it isn't cold either. I'm kind of 5 out of 10. What do you think, Jackson? Where are you at on this?
That's a 4 out of 10 for me.
Okay. And LJ Martin is one of the best running backs in the nation, so he is going to get a lot of carries. Number 23, Jackson. We're almost done. A non-QB wins ACC Player of the Year. Ooh. Let's run this down, Jackson. Out of all the non-quarterbacks, let's see. You got Malachi Tony. You got Isaac Brown from Louisville. I'm trying to see.
OMG.
There's two right there, Jackson, that could win Player of the Year. Yeah, and Artis with Curtis is not a hot.
Don't forget about Mark Fletcher.
Yes, Mark Fletcher as well. Jackson. Yeah, I said Malachi Tony. Yes, doing it. Jackson, I feel like there's a couple guys on defense. Kelvin Lee
Alabama
from
transfer and Michigan transfer. Justice Haynes at Georgia Tech at the Rambling Wreck.
Yes. Kevin Lou, the defensive lineman for Louisville. He's expected to have a big year. He's projected to be a top 15 draft pick by some. So this isn't a hot take. I would say this is like a 4 out of 10. I could see a non-QB winning it.
Yeah, 5 out of 10 for me. I mean, not a hot take, but not a cold take.
Okay, Jackson, 2 more. This is our grand finale. Here we go. Number 24. Oh. Trinidad Chambliss finishes ahead of Arch Manning in Heisman voting. Here's the thing, Jackson. This is where the debate starts, Jackson. Here's the thing. Who is set up better for success in their offense?
I would think it's Arch Manning as of right now. I would think Arch Manning.
But here's the thing.
By a little
Here's
bit.
the thing.
By a little bit.
Here's the thing, too, Jackson. We got to think like a Heisman voter, too. Trinidad Chambliss is like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers all put in one. And I think Heisman voters love flashy plays. And Trinidad Chambliss, yes. Yes. And this is the thing, too. Trinidad is an excellent QB, but Arch will have more opportunities to have a Heisman moment. This is true as well. I mean, I would say this is a 5 out of 10, Jackson. It's not a hot take, but it's also not a cold take. What do you think?
Yeah, 5 out of 10 hot take. Because, I mean, that's a toss-up between those two. But I think like Arch Manning is going to have more lobbyists in his corner than Trinidad Chambliss will. Do not be surprised if you see that.
Yes, this is true too. And that's the thing too. And Michigander says Texas will play in more bigger games than Ole Miss will.
I think you're going to be seeing ESPN lobby like hell for Arch Manning. And that's not Arch Manning is awesome. It's just that, look, ESPN's paying an ass load of money having the Manning cast. So they're paying a lot of money to that whole Manning family. And you're going to be seeing, like, anybody that wants to go on the Manning cast show for Monday Night Football, definitely do that. So they're, like, Arch Manning is going to have like plenty more celebrities throwing lobbying sessions.
Yes.
It's like Trinidad Chambliss is not going to have like that many. He's not going to have that many lobbyists in his corner.
See, that's the thing. This just says finishes ahead in Heisman voting. It doesn't take into account all the outside interference too. Because like you said, Jackson, with the Mannings being on ESPN, that could play in Arch's favor.
Yeah, because I mean, like, everybody likes seeing Peyton and Eli Manning doing the main. Agreed, Stephen Shea. There's going to be a lot of glazing behind the scenes. There's going to be you're going to see the Sports Center anchors lobbying for Arch Manning. Like, you're not going to see, like, I don't think you're going to see. You might see like a few lobbyists at ESPN lobby for Trinidad Chambliss, but that's just to kind of make it look good. But there's going to be more
Yeah.
lobbyists for Arch Manning than there are Trinidad Chambers, simply because they're paying an assload of money to promote Peyton Manning's and Eli Manning's show, the Manning Cast show, and they want to keep them happy. And some of the past celebrity guests are definitely going to want to keep the Manning
Yes.
family happy by just lobbying for Arch Manning. That's why I often call the Manning family the royal family of football, because in a way they kind of are. Like, it's that there's no perverts in that family. So there you go. I had to throw that in there.
Trojan fights as Ole Miss opens the season versus Louisville. Interesting match.
I know
between God Austin. So here's the thing, Trojan fight. Guess what? This is the great thing about this. You will have to wait till week 1, my good sir, for when picks and analysis come around. But he said they're already hyping up Peyton's son. I know, right, Steve? And we're not even done with Arch yet. And he said, all Texas has to do is make the playoffs and Arch wins the playoffs. Yeah, that's the thing. Ole Miss would probably it's going to be one of them. If Trinidad throws for, like, say, 40 touchdowns and, like, maybe 5 picks or something, then maybe he could win the argument. But even then, they could be like, oh, but Arch had to come back for more. I feel like this is like a 7 out of 10, now that I think about it, Jackson, because of the outside influence to it.
Oh, man.
What do you think, good buddy? Did you give your number?
Yeah, that's like it's like it would be it's like a 5 out of 10, I believe. But I do think there's going to be lobbying sessions to make sure Arch Manning finishes ahead of Trinidad Chambers.
Now, Jackson, the grand finale, number 25 on this list, and Jackson's gonna have fun with this one. Cam Coleman. Hold on. Let me get all this. There we go. Cam Coleman wins the Political Award, which is the best wide receiver award.
Yeah.
Jackson, is this a hot take or not? Think about this, Jackson. Here's his competition. You've got, obviously, Jeremiah Smith, Coleman. I'm trying to see. Who else, Jackson, realistically could win the award this year?
Blanket off award. Oh man, that's
Like,
gonna
obviously
be
Jackson. Cam Coleman's gonna get a lot of touches in that Auburn offense. Like, that's the thing, Jackson. Whereas, say, Jeremiah Smith might have to share the sugar, so to speak. Julian saying may have to share the sugar a little bit more. Whereas Cam Coleman, he's gonna get. Most of Auburn's looks.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of them. Yeah, like Ty Frofogel is one of the Indiana wide receivers that's gonna
Texas. I don't know why it's Auburn.
God,
my bad, guys. Texas.
Mario Craver. Don't forget about Mario Craver.
Yes, I don't know why I said Auburn. My bad. Ignore that. At Texas. I had a Jackson moment. I don't know why I thought he was at Auburn. Anywho, it happens. We all make mistakes. But yes, Jackson. My point still stands though. Arch is gonna be throwing him the ball a lot. The question is though, Jackson, the running back room. Does he take away the dual running back room at Texas? Does that take away from Cam Coleman at all?
I think it can. I mean, you got Hollywood Smothers and Relate Brown just taking turns, like just running down defensive players, just running them down.
And Steve says Indiana has a pair of receivers. Yep. Here's the thing, Jackson. I would say this is like a 2 out of 10. I could see it. I could see him and Arch developing that connection. I think it's a 2 out of 10. If it comes out that Cam Coleman wins the Blended Column, I wouldn't be shocked. Jackson, I could see him having a 13,000 yard season and like a 15 touchdown campaign, because he's probably going to get a lot of targets in the red zone. When they're down by the 10 from the 20 on, he's going to get a lot of those targets. Yes, and Michigan says Cam Coleman will have a really good opportunity to get a head start week 2 against Texas. If Texas holds Jeremiah Smith to under 50 yards and Cam gets 70, yes, that's 2. And Trojan Fights' problem is, does Texas have a back that can pick up the tough yards? Both of them, Smothers and Brown, are basically the same type of speed. There's a lot of really good wide receivers this year in college football. Like, obviously, the main ones are Coleman and Smith, but like Steve said, you've got, I mean, Jackson, let's not forget your guy, Bama. He's due for a bounce back year. Ryan Coleman Williams. Which, Jackson, I'm used to calling him Ryan Williams, but I was corrected the other day. It's Coleman now. He changed his name, which he's in this conversation. He's due for a big bounce back year, and he's going to be a part of this Bama offense. I mean, so, Jackson, I've kind of talked myself to a 5 out of 10. It's not hot. It's not cold. What do you think?
It's 5 out of 10 for me. That can be
okay.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, it's like anybody that's just going Cam Coleman because of, like, automatically just because. Watch what he does against Xavier Brown. Xavier Brown watched him like a hawk.
That's true. But that was our 25 college football hot takes. Is there you see them? And our honorable mentions. I had fun doing this. I hope you all did, and Jackson as well. But Jackson, before we go, out of all these here, Jackson, which one do you disagree with the most? Real fast.
Which
one would you take out?
The Alabama will miss the CFP one. That's what I meant. That's what I disagree with.
Okay.
Most. I think somebody was smoking. Somebody was smoking something when they wrote that.
Well, Steve, you're going to get your theme music. Well, you're going to get new theme music here in a minute. We got new theme music, Steve, if you didn't know. But we'll get that in just a second, though. But we hope you guys
disagree with the most.
Probably. Honestly, Jackson, probably that BYU, Texas Tech, Utah, someone outside the Big 12 of those 3 will win. I feel like it's going to be one of those 3. I could see Houston, but not. I feel like it's still those 3, and then it's everybody else.
Oh,
I also feel like Utah make the playoffs too, Jackson. That's another one you could kind of be like, okay, you must be a Utah fan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I think like that whole conference could definitely, it could be anyone's guessing who wins or who goes to the Big 12 title game.
Yes, but like Jackson said, though, or like I said, this was a fun time. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe, of course, to both of our channels. College football is rapidly approaching. Week 0 is now 2 weeks away. The 28th of August, obviously.
Let's freaking
and
go.
Like Jackson said, yes. Obviously, like Jackson mentioned at the top of the show, like we talked about, just give a quick reminder. Picks analysis of final whistles. We'll be back the 28th of August. And okay, real fast.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one right there.
I got mine, Jackson.
Let's hear it.
You want me to put mine out first?
You go first, man. This is your shindig, good buddy.
This is my shindig. Rutgers goes 7-5 and upsets USC. That's my personal hot take.
Please tell me that. Oh man, that would be funny if that happened. Because the crash out would be hilarious. Like I know Chris Drew who I've had on a Jack Side episode before, he'll be making like reaction videos all over the place on his channel, man. Like he's gonna be
But see,
laughing.
I've been thinking about this, Jackson. KJ Duff is that dude for Rutgers, so it's a possibility. But yeah, that's my biggest hot take. That's my biggest hot take. 7-5 Rutgers and upset over USC. That's my biggest hot take. Chat, you give me a rating on that. Am I gone off the map or am I what? Yeah, put it down.
This is a hot.
Ooh,
Maybe this
okay.
sounds like a hot take to some people, but for me, nobody really thinks this, but besides like anybody in West Virginia, but I've got West Virginia going 9-3 and
Okay.
winning their bowl game, getting their 10th win in a bowl game against a team that's not really motivated to finish the rest of the season. They don't want to finish the bowl game. They're because there's players opting out of the NFL draft, and I think like West Virginia wins their bowl game against whoever they play.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Virginia Tech will have a turnaround season," or there's going to be Penn State having like a 9-3 season, but nobody's even saying like I don't hear anybody saying West Virginia. Like I don't hear anybody saying West Virginia going 9-3. I mean, I truly believe that team with the talent that's got on offense. I mean, like some of the guys you've seen added on defense, they will chew
Yes.
you up like a chicken nugget if you go against them. I mean, these guys will go Charlie Morningstar unleashed on you. And what
So
I
that's
mean
the
by
thing.
that reference is like if you watch the show Has Been Hotel. Like this little sweet cinnamon roll, Charlie Morningstar looks all happy as a pit. She's all happy, but you get on her bad side, she will threaten to beat your eyes out. I mean, she's nicknamed the Princess of Hell for a reason. You don't do that. You don't do that. I mean, like if you watch the show, like there's like one scene where like she's getting her armlet and she's like, no, thank you. But then when she sees her friend Angel does getting treated like crap, she goes into demon mode. She goes she about to go mama off her Adderall because she sees her friend getting treated like crap. But my point being, like she underestimated a lot on that show. But the West Virginia Mountaineers are one of the teams in college football that are underestimated a lot in 2026. Everybody is looking at that 4-8 record, but nobody is looking at what led up to that. They were ravaged by injuries. They have had 5 string guys playing last year. I mean, you would be 4-8 too if you had a 5th stringer playing constantly. If you had a bunch of 5 stringers playing. Like if you watch West Virginia BYU, stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching that game on a Friday night, you will notice that it looks like a full-on ass whooping by BYU. But keep in mind, West Virginia was keeping it close despite the fact that they've had a lot of injuries. This is the same team that made a comeback against the Pittsburgh Panthers in 2025 in the last edition of the Backyard Brawl until 2029. This team upset the Houston Cougars in their own backyard. I'm telling you right now, that's my hot take for the 2026 season. The West Virginia Mountaineers are going to surprise God and everybody in the 2026 season and then end it with a 10th win in a bowl game against a team that's looking like Eeyore with a nail up their butt.
Yes. And real fast, Jackson. Just got this come across the airwave. I got one more thing before we go for the night. And this is a take. FBS in tiers according to ESPN. This is what ESPN has currently. Let me pull this up all the way so y'all can see it. Okay. So here, let's go through this real fast, Jackson. I just saw this and I want to do this while we're on here. Okay, Jackson, the safest bets this year is Miami, Indiana, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Agree or disagree, Jackson, with those 4?
That's fair. I saw that. I saw the 13. I saw like the 18 to 20 tiers list from that from Dennis Hale at ESPN. I did not agree with some of them, like where
Okay.
he.
Let me go on.
Like keep going down that list, man. Like if you can.
Trust issues, Jackson, Oregon, Georgia, Texas. I would say I would agree, especially with Oregon. They always blow at Jackson. Always. You can't. If Oregon wins a natty, that would be something. Maybe
North
this is
Carolina
their
State
year.
on the come up. They've been on the come up for like what, a decade? They've done nothing. I mean, it's like that's not a team that's ever going to win the ACC. I mean, you fired Tom O'Brien after 2012, but then you replaced with Dave Doreen, thinking that you're going to like go to a BCS bowl constantly, like you did with Northern Illinois. The man's a disappointment. The man is a freaking disappointment. Duke won the ACC title in football before your sorry asses did. Fire Dave Doreen.
Okay, Jackson.
Get yourself a good coach.
Jackson,
That is not
Jackson.
a team on the come up.
Jackson, you're ticking off our NC State fans. Cut it out.
What fans?
Jackson, we're still here. Utah, Ole Miss, Bama, Michigan. It's kind of interesting that's an interesting batch of group. Always so close, but no cigar. Washington, SMU, my boys at Louisville, Iowa, Penn State, Tennessee. Probably fine, maybe good, possibly mediocre. Virginia Tech, TCU, Clemson, Illinois, Missouri on the come up. Then Jackson, I'm tired of seeing Nebraska there. Matt Rule needs to do something and do it now, because I've been hearing about how he's going to change this program, win 9 games, win 10, and then win the Big Ten, and he still hasn't done it. It's ticking me off. Cal, Kansas State, NC State. What goes up? Jackson. A lot of people think PJ Fleck and Minnesota are due for a breakout year. So you're saying there's a chance, and of course it's all the group of fives.
They obviously didn't show the 3 months till basketball season tier. Yeah, because I went over that with Paul today on Locked On West Virginia. Because it's like, like this David Hale guy's pretty good and all. Like he's all right at ESPN, but that's a terrible take. He didn't give an explanation as to why West Virginia is in the 3 months till basketball season. No stats as to why. No explanation why. Not even a single letter or word about that.
Switch Indiana and Georgia. Yeah, I can see that as well. I mean, it's interesting. But before we head on out of here tonight, obviously want to make this announcement now. August 26th, which is 2 weeks from now. So mark your calendars. Picks and analysis will be back for week 0 predictions. Mark your calendar. And like I said, Jackson will probably be here for that one. Won't make no promises, but Jackson will almost certainly be here for that one, hopefully. And, of course, week 0, final whistle. And then, like we said, in 2 weeks, we'll be back for that, hopefully. And then, of course, every other thing we've got going on. Jackson, like I said to the people, hopefully y'all join us for college football season. Jackson, me, will still be around. We'll still be doing things. But Jackson, if people want to watch us elsewhere, obviously, Jackson, as you mentioned at the top show, you're a very busy man. But for the people that want to find you and want to talk to you, and Rough Rider says he's looking forward to that. Yes, and I'm going to make crazy predictions, even if it's just me. I'll talk to you guys and make crazy predictions. Hey, just between me and you guys, don't tell Jackson. I'm going to crap on his team all the time. No, but in all seriousness though, Jackson, tell the people where they can find you, good buddy, and what you got going on when you're not here with me.
Well, when I'm not here, of course, they can find me on Jackson Johnson 979, where I'll be making sure I'm putting some content on there as much as possible, but no worries. There's going to be some content here and there. I promise you on that. But you can find me Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time on Alabama Crips Tide Live. Trevor Ware, Jeffrey Dolly Talk Sports on Crips Tide Live. You can find me on the Alabama Crips Tide Live College Show 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern time on with Jeffrey and I as we take your calls. We will be celebrating the 100th edition of the College Show real soon, giving out some special thanks to certain people at the network as well. You can find me Wednesday nights. Also, you can check me on the Alabama postgame show after every Alabama game, of course, with me and some of the hosts on the, with the Alabama Cruise Title Live host and Prime Title Live host. You can find me on SEC at the Voice of College Football with Tucker Harlan of Tennessee at the Voice of College Football, Balls Wire, CFB HQ on SI and BOCFB 365. You can, and Andrew Miller of Mississippi State at the Voice of College Football. You can find Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time. You can find us Sunday nights after every game for the SEC postgame show. You can find me with Mountaineer Paul on College Sports Insiders, where, by the way, when you go into at College Sports Insiders 2026, you'll see that's 138 subs away from that magic number 500. When we get to 500 subscribers on that channel, Paul and I do, we are doing a $100 giveaway for that. We will give out $100 to one lucky subscriber of whoever gets us to 500. So you can find Mountaineer Paul and I bringing magic on there. And for more updates of what I've got going on in my world at the Jacksonian, Alabama the Voice of College Football, SC at the Voice of College Football, or College Sports Insiders, check me out, Jacksonville CFB at /Twitter, and on Instagram, Thursday, Jackson 543908. And, if you don't like being on X or Instagram or Thursday, you can find me on Blue Sky at Jackson Johnson 97 at Blue Sky Social, where some say that my friend Mike Debate, who's been on here, and I will most certainly have him on again, has said where the skies are blue, some say the skies are gray, some say the skies are overcast over at Blue Sky, but I say to each their own. All right there. Austin, what have you got going on in your world, good buddy? My throat's hurting.
So, Jackson's young. I can't keep up with him. Yes, so obviously, if you want to find me, you can find me here on YouTube as well at Sports Talk Austin. You can find me at X / Twitter, Austin W17 times 41, where I recently had Donovan Gibbs and Gabriel Pickup for NBA free agency breakdown. We also had an Andrew Miller interview recently where we talked New Orleans Saints and Mississippi State football. Jackson, who I've gotten to interview twice, one of Jackson's cohorts. Always a fun time. Andrew's a good conversation to have. I'm very lucky to talk to the guy. He's a very good dude. And me and Gabe recently just did the NBA schedule release, talked about that. And I put out a video today about Russell Westbrook's retirement as well, all on my YouTube and shorts that are coming out. And obviously this. And like I said, I'm looking forward to football season. And like I said, mark your calendars. 2 weeks from now, picks and analysis return and college football returns. But until then, we got preseason football and all hopes of optimism. Until then, okay, Steve, I'm going to leave that be for now. Steve, just go watch the video and then tell me your verdict. Anywho, Jackson, even after his Ryan song, give him his theme music, Jackson. Let's head out here for the night.
Good night, everyone. Here we go.
Friday Night Lights, Kentucky Blue, Crimson Tide.